Three words: marketing, sales, and branding. We use them every day, often in the very same breath, and almost always mixed up. Someone says, I really need to do some marketing, when what they mean is, I need to make a sale this week. Someone says, we're working on our branding, when all they've actually done is run one advertisement. A business owner blames bad marketing for what is really a sales problem, tries to fix it with a shiny new logo, and then wonders why nothing changes. And when these three words blur into one fuzzy cloud, it quietly costs you. Because here's a simple truth. If you can't tell them apart, you can't get good at any of them. You can't fix what you can't even name. So today has one gentle job. By the time we're done together, these three words will never tangle in your mind again. You'll hold each one cleanly, like three different tools in your hand, and you'll know exactly what each is for. It's a small piece of clarity, but it's the kind that quietly changes how you see everything. Every shop you walk into, every brand you trust. It did for me. So welcome back to Marketing Management Foundations. I'm really glad you're here. I'm Sadia Kibriya from Kotler Impact, here with the Azeemi Global Foundation. Come, let's take these three words one at a time, slowly and properly. Let's start with the biggest of the three, marketing. Now here's the mistake almost everyone makes. They think marketing is one activity, usually advertising or posting online. It isn't. Marketing is the whole thing. It's the umbrella that the other two words live underneath. Think back over everything we've done together in this course, understanding what a person truly needs, knowing why people really buy, getting the product, the price, the place, and the story right, the whole chord of the 4 Ps, choosing to serve people rather than push them. Every one of those things is marketing. So here's your definition. And I'd love for you to carry this one with you for the rest of your life. Marketing is everything you do to understand people and connect them to something of value. It's the strategy. It's the big picture. Marketing asks the grand questions a whole business is really built on. Who are we here to serve? What do they truly need? Where do we find them? And what do we honestly say? How do we make their lives a little better and let them know we exist? And the moment you hold marketing this way, half the confusion simply dissolves. Because now you can see it. Sales and branding are not alternatives to marketing. You don't do branding instead of marketing. Sales and branding happen inside marketing. Marketing is the whole field. Sales and branding are two of the most important things that happen on it. Now the second word, sales. If marketing is the whole game, then sales is one specific, precious moment within it. Sales is the moment of the yes. Marketing is the long, patient work, understanding people, building something good, bringing the right offer to the right person at the right time. But sales is that one focused moment where a particular person looking at a particular offer decides, yes, I'll go ahead. It's narrow where marketing is broad. This person, this offer, this single decision right now. And I want to be clear about something because it matters to me. A good sales moment is not pressure. It's not cornering anyone or talking them into something they'll regret by morning. It's simply helping someone who is nearly ready feel safe enough to finally decide. You answer the last small question. You ease the last little worry. And sometimes that worry isn't even spoken aloud. You just feel it in the air and you answer it before they ever have to ask. And then, gently, shall we go ahead? Picture a shopkeeper who knows his regulars by name. A woman comes in, genuinely unsure between two things. He doesn't pounce. He asks what it's for, listens properly, and then slides the right one across the counter with a quiet, "This is the one you want. Trust me." She smiles and says yes. That's the sale. Just that. Everything that brought her into his shop, her trust in him, his reputation, his years of being fair, all of that was marketing and branding, doing their quiet work in the background. But the yes, right there at the counter, that's sales. The sharp, lovely point of all the rest. And here's why you need both. Marketing without a sales moment is a beautiful conversation that never quite finishes. All that understanding, all that connection, and then nobody ever actually says, yes, But sales without marketing is that cold, exhausting door to door pushing we all dread, trying to force a yes out of someone who was never understood, never warmed, never ready. And that, right there, is where selling got its bad name. Not from the yes itself, the yes is a beautiful thing, but from people chasing it before any of the real work was ever done. And now the third word, the most mysterious of the three, and quietly the most powerful, branding. Of all three, this is the one people get most wrong. They think a brand is a logo, a color, a clever name, but those things are just the clothes a brand wears. They are not the brand itself. You could put a beautiful logo on a business everyone distrusts, and you wouldn't have a strong brand at all. You'd just have a very well dressed disappointment. So, what is a brand? Here's the truest definition I know, and I want you to let it land properly. Your brand is what people feel and believe about you when you are not in the room. Sit with that for just a moment. Marketing is what you do. Sales is a moment you're part of, but your brand lives in other people's minds about you, even when you are nowhere near. It's your reputation. It's the feeling that rises in someone the very instant they hear your name, before you've said a single word. Let me make it real. Think of two little shops on the same street selling the very same thing. You hear the first name and something in you quietly relaxes. Oh, them, they're good. You hear the second and you tense, just slightly. I'm not so sure. Nothing is on the table yet. No one is selling you anything. You're simply hearing two names, and yet one of them has already won and the other has already lost, entirely on the strength of a feeling that arrived in the room before you did. That feeling is the brand. And here's what feels almost unfair about it. Neither shop earned that feeling today. It was won or lost across years of small moments you were never even watching. A refund handed over without a fuss, or a corner quietly cut when they thought no one would notice. The brand is simply the sum of all of them, handed to you whole in the single instant you hear the name. There's an old saying that captures it perfectly. Advertising is what you say about yourself. Branding is what others say about you. You can call yourself trustworthy all day long. You can print it on a banner 10 feet tall. But your brand is whether people actually believe it deep down when you're not there to insist. So you cannot build a brand by talking. You build it slowly, almost invisibly, through every single thing you do, every promise kept, every small kindness, every time the thing turned out to be exactly as good as you said it would be. A brand is not something you make. It's trust, made solid over time, the quiet gift you give yourself by being reliably exactly who you say you are. So now let me put all three together with the warmest example I know. Imagine you're known among everyone who knows you as a wonderful host, the kind of person whose dinners people remember for years. Marketing is everything you do to make those evenings happen and matter, deciding who to invite and why, learning what your guests love to eat, planning a menu that will delight those particular people, the candles lit before anyone arrives, the warm little message that says, "Come, I'd love to have you." Sales is the single moment at the table when you offer someone a dish and they take that first bite and say, "Yes, I'd love some more." And notice how easy that yes is. No one is ever talked into a second helping at a table like yours. It comes freely because of everything you've already built. And branding? Branding is what your guests say to other people on the drive home when you're not there to hear it. Or you have to get yourself invited to one of her dinners. She makes every single person at the table feel completely welcome. Branding is your reputation, traveling the world without you, opening doors before you've ever walked through them. The effort, the yes, and the reputation. Three genuinely different things. Working always as a team. And here's the lovely thing. This isn't only about hosts and shopkeepers. It's about you already, whether you've noticed it or not. Think about looking for a job. Your marketing is everything you do to understand what an employer needs and to present yourself honestly and well. Your sales moment is the interview, and the offer. And your brand is what people say in the room after you've left it. We should hire her. Everyone who's ever worked with her says she's brilliant and kind. You already have all three right now, working for you or against you. Today, you simply learn to aim them. Now you might be wondering, if I need all three, then where on earth do I begin? It's a fair question, and the answer is gentler than you might fear. You can't start with branding. Branding is earned. It's the slow result of everything else, done well. You can't simply declare a reputation into existence on your first morning. You haven't yet done anything for people to feel. So you start where everything starts, with marketing, in its truest sense. You genuinely understand the people you hope to serve. You make something good for them. And you create small, honest moments of the yes. Sales, one real person at a time. Do those two things with enough care for long enough, and the third one, branding, begins to build itself, quietly in the background, almost as a reward. Reputation is simply what grows when you keep your promises even where no one is watching. You don't chase it. You deserve it into being. So the order is almost reassuring. Understand people. Help them say a happy yes. Then keep doing it, honestly, again and again. And one day you'll notice that people are arriving already trusting you, already half decided, because your brand walked into the room a step ahead of you. That isn't luck. That's the three of them finally working as one. So, 3 words untangled, and I hope for good. Marketing is the whole thing. Everything you do to understand people and connect them to value. Sales is the moment of the yes. One person, one decision, helped gently across the line. And branding is what people feel about you when you're not in the room. And if you remember nothing else from our time today, remember this. Marketing brings them close. Sales helps them say yes. And branding makes them come back and bring others with them. Here's one small thing to try before we meet again. Pick a business you genuinely love, anyone at all, and separate the 3 out loud. What is their marketing? How do they understand you and reach you? What does their sales moment feel like? Easy and kind, or pushy and cold? And what is their brand? What do you feel the very instant you hear their name? Do that just once, deliberately, and I promise you, these 3 words will be yours for the rest of your life. And once you can see them clearly in someone else, you'll begin to see them just as clearly in yourself. And in our next talk, we turn to the single most powerful force in all of marketing, the one that money genuinely cannot buy. It's what happens when your brand grows so strong and your customers so happy that they begin to do your marketing for you without being asked for free simply because they want to. It's the oldest and most trusted form of marketing there has ever been, word of mouth. And I'll show you not only why it quietly beats every advertisement ever made, but how gently and honestly you can earn it. If today made these 3 words finally click into place, take the short quiz just below to lock it in. Subscribe so the next lesson finds you, and I'll see you in Talk 6. Thank you as always for spending this time with me. 3 clean tools now, and you know exactly what each one is for.